Yo, what's good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man, Lincoln Clay, coming at you with a morning game stream. Decided to blow the dust off of one of my older games and play something a little bit relaxing. I can sit back in a chair, relax, chill, have a drink while I'm playing it. Hopefully, this is one of the games that I did fuss about, though, in the past, though, with Tetris Effect. This is one of the games that I fussed about that had a drifting issue. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully that's been resolved. I know that I've played this game in the past, and over the span of about a half an hour, the drifting was so bad that I ended up having to do a 90-degree turn. So now it's one of the reasons why I haven't come back to this game or played Firewall as much as I like to, for that matter, because of the drifting. It can be really irritating. But so I'm gonna play Cold Yogurt. What's good? So I'm gonna play where I last left off at, which I believe is a really difficult screen. What's up, Lincoln? I finally got my PS4 back, but getting VR later on. All right. You know, if you were to get a refurbished headset from, if you were to get a refurbished VR headset from GameStop, that would save you a little bit of money. But I do have to warn you that, like, GameStop doesn't sell you the complete headset, though. The refurbished ones. Actually, truth be told, shit. Hey, you can probably see my Tetris avatar. Okay. The situation with GameStop, you go in and buy a refurbished headset. I think it cost around $130. What that comes with, it comes with the headset and the processor box, but you're still gonna need to get a camera. Which I believe a camera costs, the PlayStation camera cost about, it started out costing about $60, but I think now you can probably catch one for $40 brand new, maybe cheaper if you go through eBay or GameStop or something like that. You can probably catch it a little bit cheaper. And then the real issue is the move controllers, because of some of these games you need the move controllers, and the move controllers cost about $100 brand new. And yeah, that's a little bit of a sticky one there. So when you end up breaking it down, so about $130 for the refurbished headset, and then $40 for a camera. Now you're up to about $170, and then another $100 for a pair of move controllers. So you're basically, yep, on that Earth world you see people's avatars. Okay, so let me see. I was crunching the numbers here. 130, 230, 270. So I think the current price of a brand new PlayStation VR bundle with the move controllers is about $350, but these bundles usually comes with 2 games too. So in a sense, you're not really saving a terrible amount of money going the GameStop route. It just, all that allows you to do is just buy it in pieces. But you're gonna spend up to, like, if you buy a refurbished headset plus a camera, you're looking at about $170 right there, maybe a little cheaper if you can find a camera off of eBay or Craigslist or something like that. So just a little FYI. I'm gonna go ahead and play this on normal. So DJ, what's up? I like some of the music on this game, though. Ah! I'm in death mode. I knew that was gonna happen. And I missed a lot of comments. I never thought that Tetris would be one of those games where you can't take your eyes off the screen, because that's definitely the case with racing games. Oh, it's screwing up already. This ain't gonna go very well. Ah! As soon as I hear that death chime, it's over anyway. There we go. Oh, you fucker. Yeah! I might have to set the level on preschooler. There it is. There's that death chime. No! Die! I wasn't even paying attention how many lines I needed. Yeah, cold yogurt, that's pretty much it. What's up, PlayStation 5? I'm having a hard time responding to comments because these bricks is dropping down fast as hell. You mother... Oh, they jacking me. That's it. Damn, and I gotta complete 36 lines of this shit. Yeah, it's not a bad game, but I'm not gonna lie. It was like when this game first launched, it launched at $30, which I mean not $40, which I thought was ridiculous. But at the time, something about this game, I was just addicted to it for some reason. Oh, y'all jacking me. Hey! I only got 9 lines done that time. God damn. Fuck that one up already. You asking me if I think Ace Combat is worth $20? I paid the whole 60 for it. And I did not play the flat screen part of the game, so that part of it I wouldn't be able to answer for you. I only bought it for the 3 VR missions. So, with that being said, to me, since I'm a VR nut, even though I felt like they should have gave us more, VR missions, I felt like it was worth it. You say, yeah, you're only interested in the VR side? Let me take a minute and so I can respond to some of these comments. Yeah, with that's crazy. It's like I spent the whole $60 for Ace Combat 7. Not only that, I went out to Best Buy and spent $80 on the Hodis flight stick for the game. I can't handle the controls even with my Hori flight stick. So I will say this though, cheers guys, been toying with it, getting it on sale. I will say this about Ace Combat. I've only played one mission. There's 3 missions and 3 VR missions, and I've only done one mission. And that's the one where you take off from the carrier. And I gotta say that taking off from the carrier in VR is probably one of the few experiences that I'll never ever forget in VR. So you pay $80 and $200 for the Hori stick. Good God. Yeah, I paid for the Thrustmaster stick. So yeah, I got a Thrustmaster racing wheel and the Thrustmaster HOTAS stick, flight stick. So, but boy, I'm telling you, when listening to those thrusters build up and watching that first plane take off, and then you hear all that thunder, and then when you finally take off and the plane leaves the deck of the carrier, everything is like kind of quiet, like a real plane. It's like kind of like sss. Then I'm looking out of the window and just watching everything get smaller, and it felt like being on a real plane. To me, the only thing about Ace Combat is that those VR missions, I wish they would have had player versus player where you're in actual dogfights. Jamal Adams, what's good? Where you had actual dogfights in the air. And Ace Combat is on a whole other level as VR. You will never... I'd probably say about maybe 15 years ago, there was a fighter jet game on the Xbox 360 called Over G. And I think you had about like 15 missions to complete. And then there was a multiplayer, and the multiplayer was one of the most. It was some of the most fun I ever had on the 360. So the way the multiplayer worked on Over G was you could choose to you take off from a base, and the object is to go bomb the other enemy's base. But the thing about it was, while you're on the way to the enemy's base, the enemy is on their way to your base to bomb your base. So you end up running into each other in the air, and you have dogfights all over the place in the air. And this is like 4 versus 4 multiplayer. And then the thing about it was, the planes had their different strengths and weaknesses. Like some planes had longer range missiles, some planes had a wider radar, a wider radius as far as radar goes. So some planes could detect you before you detect them, and some planes can open fire on you because they got longer range missiles, and you got to get closer to them to fire your missiles because they got longer range missiles. And then you bomb their base, and then try to return to your own base after you bomb theirs. And Andre 6K, what's good? And then, like, if your plane is low on fuel, you had to circle back to your base or to one of your carriers and land. You couldn't automatically land either. You had to land the plane yourself, get refueled, and then take back off, and continue your mission. That was one of the I used to die playing Over G Online, so yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That game was so much fun. The only fucked up part about the multiplayer of Over G is what people would do was they would go bomb the enemy's base and then deliberately crash their own plane so they can take off, respawn and take off from their own base instead of having to fly all the way back. Because, like, once you go through all that bullshit of having to fight other planes and get to the other base and bomb the other base, by the time all that shit's done, you're out of ammo, you're out of missiles, and you're low on fuel. So, and then you got to try to come back and then fight the other team on the way back. You got to try to fight through them and shit like that, and they're launching missiles at you all over the place. So a lot of people would just cheat and crash their own planes and just start over at the base. That was the only thing wrong with Over G, but that was such a fun game. I mean, I absolutely loved that game, and if Ace Combat would have been able to do something like that, and make it multiplayer, if Ace Combat would have been able to do that, it would have been, again, would have been one of those games where I would have spent a ton of time. And I'm at the point now. I'm at the point now where I want more. I kind of want more multiplayer games, and the better quality the game has, the better. So I think I'm at the point where, we got a ton of multiplayer games as far as VR goes, especially on PC VR, but we don't have, in my opinion, we don't really have too many AAA multiplayer. I mean, the only way you can get it, as far as I'm concerned, is through the racing sims like the Project Cars, Assetto Corsa, those kind of games, because I consider those games AAA, the AAA racing games. You can get multiplayer that way. There's also a free flight mode in Ace Combat 7 in VR. Yeah, I've never tried that. I like the missions, so let me actually, I'm going to come back and play this on an easier mode so it'd be a little bit easier for me to respond to the chat. Because the way this thing is right now, I like, oh shit. I'll just let it die. Damn. I'm about to say I played this shit on stupid and still almost fucked up. And they gave me a D for a score. Fuck you. Metamorphosis.
Come follow me. I'll show you the side of the world, the places that you'll never see. Come follow me. Come follow me. I'll show you the side of yourself, the person that you've always been, but never dreamed.
Damn it! Ah. Okay. Just a minute, folks. Alright, a couple more runs at this, and then, guess I'll figure out what I'm gonna do after that. There probably won't be a live from Wakanda today because I've just been going over the stuff that I've been posting over the past week and trying to check to see the latest news, and I don't really see a lot of stuff worth talking about, to tell you the truth. But I would possibly still do the Graveyard podcast if I should happen to be up in the middle of the night. Then I'll definitely do that, because the Graveyard podcast is not necessarily talking about news. It's just talking about anything gaming. We could talk about anything. So
Come follow me. I'll show you the side of the world, the places that you've never seen. Come follow me. Come follow me. I'll show you the side of yourself, the person that you've always been, but never dreamed.
It's kind of a relaxing beat. Oh no. Yeah, I like this. I like this song, DJ. It's relaxing. That was a colossal boo-boo right there. Oh shit, I got 90 lines on this shit. Oh, that's a death chime. Damn, I had 90 lines. I'm not doing that shit again. The hell with that. No wonder it's called Metamorphosis. 90 lines. I got 66 of them complete. My grade is an E. And then since this thing has different patterns, there's really no way, in my opinion, you could try to go to YouTube and watch videos and try to cheat this shit. You got to do it on your own. But I'm feeling like moving on to some other stuff. Trying to figure out what to play. And let me see, I finally got my invite to participate in the Echo Arena closed beta or closed alpha, which for me will start Monday. So I'm really excited about that because you should go back to Days Gone. They souped up I'll at least go back and take a look at it because I think I saw a headline somewhere that you know, kind of put a coat of wax on the graphics and stuff. So I'll definitely go back and take a look at it. I think I got to go back and download the patch for it, because it was a really big patch, if I'm not mistaken, like 36 gigs. So, but yeah, coming back to that Quest thing, you know, the workout games, that's got its own, that's going to build its own fan base, which it already is. It's already, you know, gaining momentum with the casual demographic. For me, as far as the Quest goes, I'm ready to see more multiplayer games, and that's been my whole gripe with the PlayStation VR this whole time, is that there's not that many multiplayer games for the PlayStation VR. There's a ton of multiplayer games on PC, but a lot of them, like being honest, look like, you know, low budget $5 looking games. So that's another reason why I'm excited for the arrival of the PS5, is because I think we're going to get more multiplayer games, and higher quality multiplayer games. Not that the ones that's out there is bad right now. It's just something I'm ready to see, some higher quality multiplayer games. I'm ready to see some of the more well-known AAA titles get VR support, you know, multiplayer and campaign. So, I mean, that doesn't mean, you know, sweep the indie developers to the side, because the indie developers are a huge reason why, you know, VR got to where it's at. They're the ones who started it. They're the pioneers. So, but I think that's gonna do it for me, at least for this game. Take a break, come back in a little while, and do something different. Being that I'm not planning on doing live from Wakanda today, I think I can go ahead and do a couple of game streams. So, that being said, you know, this was just like a chill moment. Just wanted to sit back, cool out, that kind of stuff. Hey, thanks, DJ. Appreciate it. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to boogie on out of here, and I'll see you guys later when I pop up with another stream. All right. Yep, you too, DJ. Take care, everybody. Deuces.